Hi everyone, welcome to week 8 and 9. Yes, you heard right. There are 2 weeks together instead of just 1 week. And that's because we want you to spend some really good quality time working on the front part of this assignment. And we're going to be talking about contemporary leadership theory. So we're putting away all the old stuff and we're actually going to do more new stuff.
But the past was really necessary just to even get to the point where we can start to explore contemporary leadership theory. And that's because a lot of the stuff that went before is certainly incorporated into today's leadership theory, and understanding systems and understanding complexity and all the work that we made you do. It's certainly still important work so that we can move into the way that leadership is actually sort of being talked about today, and for you to be able to apply some of the more contemporary and emerging activities and such to your organization.
And what you're going to see is that we start out with this, all of the theories that focus on just the individual leader, and that sort of morphed into how the leader and the relationship that he or she developed was sort of the main school of thought. And now we're going away completely almost from the leader being the end-all be-all to really leadership being a process, and one, because of the nature of complexity and because of all the different variables that are involved, we really need to have a different process in the way that we address sort of complex and both complicated issues and organizational problems.
So the old stuff won't necessarily work, which doesn't mean that we're going to just get rid of it all, but we're going to try and make sure that it's adaptable to the context that we're in today. So what you're going to find is that over the next 2 weeks, this week and next week, there are really 3 activities that we want you to be immersing yourself in. The first is to take a look at the sample that Mark and I have put together, and we did a lot of exploring on our own of contemporary leadership theory, and so we've sort of modeled what we're wanting you to do, and that is that we created this one-page overview. We're calling it a homepage, and we did it in PowerPoint because we think that's the easiest thing for us to work with, and it probably is for you as well. If you are a web designer, that's perfectly fine. You could do it on the web, but we're just asking you to create a document that's kind of a summary document that you use to hyperlink then all of the resources that you find on your own. So the first is to just view our sample. It models the homepage that we're going to be asking you to do, and it contains a variety of resources. And just be aware that it's probably going to take 3 to 5 hours or so to explore all the resources.
You need to read all the resources.
Yeah.
Just in case we weren't clear about that. Read everything that's on the slide.
And watch all of the stuff that's back there. If it links to a webinar, watch it to the extent that you can get through it. Watch the whole webinar, etc. So first is to just kind of look at the stuff that we've given you, and you'll be able to see a model there. Then the second activity, again, you have 2 weeks overall to do these. The second activity is for you to then go and do some exploration on your own. And we're interested in not really being prescriptive. I mean, we're kind of modeling a process, but we want you to go through your own process of sort of leaping from one type of a resource to the next, and discovering what it is that you connect with and what seems to work for both your style as it is or your preferences right now as a leader, and then also what's going on in your organization. And so you'll see that we've got a detailed document, and we've got some Camtasia lectures for you to watch that really talk about how we want you to sort of do this process, as well as when we ask you to submit the assignment, we have a tutorial, for example, for how to do that. So things are, yes, we're asking you to do some things that are a little bit different and a little bit more complex than maybe we've asked you to do before. But again, we're trying to enhance your ability to communicate in a lot of different ways, and to be thinking holistically and systemically, and also to be responding to the way that people who are in the workplace today are looking for information. And a lot of times it's not all contained in one manual that you get to sit down and read, but instead it's 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, searching all around. Oh, I can create my own sort of assumptions about this, and here's my take on what I just read. So that's kind of what we're going to be asking you to do. So yes, it is a lengthy but hopefully really valuable process for you, and hopefully we've tried to alleviate some of the technology issues by giving you some good details and tutorials.
I think you're also going to learn when I'm curious about something, I just do that exact same web quest. I just keep looking and digging and searching. I find that really fun. So it's also a methodology for you to investigate just anything that you find that you're really interested in.
Because it is about continuous learning.
Yeah, it is. So yikes, we have 2 weeks. You're going to miss us terribly. I know we'll miss you terribly. But your assignment is due on Sunday, 11/18. Remember, just like always, please let us know if you have any questions. Have a great 2 weeks.
So weeks 8 and 9. Goodbye.
In the box.